Oh, I thought I had a burp. Alright, mic, paper, drink. Paper, drink. Shaboom, shaboom. Hello. Yeah, yes, I know. Late stream. Not late, nor early. Precisely when I intended. Yes. One weed we don't talk. Yeah. Um. Currently my streams are only once a week, but if I forego videos, I could move it up to 2 streams a week if I'm less if I put less focus on doing videos, because videos, let's be honest, get more views, they get more engagement, more so than live streams. While I do enjoy live streams more than making videos, for my channel health, it seems like videos are the way to go, to put more energy in, which is hilarious because I have no idea what I'm going to do for a video this Thursday, if at all. But, I have footage, but I don't want to just, throw up a speed paint or whatever, even though there's literally nothing stopping me from doing that. Excuse me. Also, I need to redraw these chat sprites. Because, my, Sona, I redesigned my Sona, and, well, that and these just need to be redone anyway, because they're, kind of awkward looking. I'll wait a whole week for this moment. If my internet dips or cuts, it's because it's really windy. So, just warning on that regard. Also, because it's late, late as in not as early as I'd like. You're gonna hear, people in the background and whatnot. I'm probably gonna have to, talk with them. So, yeah. So, how's everyone doing this, fine Tuesday? I got 2 sips of coffee left. Nobody to talk to, so you're my new social contact with humans. Tomorrow's gonna be hell for me because, not only is it Bad Batch Wednesday, it's gonna be 2 episodes this Wednesday, so... Panic. Okay, I finished that off. So the paragraph that I posted on the community tab or community page is ignore that. It already happened. Yeah, test tomorrow. Well, my only advice for tests is don't freak out. You remember more than you think. And last minute studies are only necessary in college, and that's if you have a free write essay that you need to know all the information for. That is the only time I suggest last minute study. Because if you do last minute studies for multiple choice tests and whatnot, you're not going to remember as much as you thought you did, and you're just going to panic, and your brain can't remember things when it's in panic mode. That's my, I didn't study. And this is coming from someone, I never studied in high school. I burped and got an acid reflux. Staying up in a school night, you won't stop me this time. Yeah, I ain't your mom. Even if I was your mom, I'd say, you know what, whatever works for you. Because, I'm a night owl. I'm more productive in the evening and night than I am morning and midday. So anyway, okay, back to what I was talking about. The community tab post, it's like a paragraph where I was ranting about schedules. Yeah, I want to talk about that real quick. Okay, so I know I'm not the only one. But, chat, back me up here. Does it annoy the ever-living fuck out of you when someone says, oh, hey, I'm coming up today, or this thing is going to be happening, and they don't give you a time? And they just say, oh, just today, and no ETA, no, like, okay, probably evening or probably noon. Not even a probably, they just say, here's a thing, and so you can't get anything done because you're just sitting around waiting for the thing to... You're just sitting around waiting for the thing to happen? I mean, I get like this, when I have scheduled appointments. Like, I had, like, an appointment scheduled for, like, 10 in the morning, let's just give an example. I can't get anything done until that appointment is over. I can't. Even if I wake up at 4 in the morning and I'm wide awake, it's like, I can't. All right, let me just do all these things. No, I can't. I can't. Oh, and the thing is, I don't know is this an autistic thing or like an OCD thing? Because I swear to God, what was really tripping me up is that I didn't know when they were going to show up, but it was probably going to be around 3 o'clock. Spoiler alert, they didn't. They showed up around 12, so we got that done. But, like, I was thinking, maybe things won't get done until, like, 3, and it's currently 10. I could get started, doing the stream, and then just say, okay, guys, I need to go do a thing. I'll be right back, and just end the stream. But here's the thing. Once I get started on something, I can't be interrupted. I hate being interrupted for any sort of reason, because then I just feel like this is my one stream a week, and I can't, do, like, just a 30, or, like, a 5-minute stream, because like, I knew in my heart of hearts, the second I hit go live, they were gonna show up, and I would have to end stream, and it would be, like, 30 seconds of me going, oh, fuck, hold on, guys. And I would feel like garbage, even though it's literally, I could just delete the video later, and it's like literally no skin off my, whatever the phrase is, and it's not wasting anyone else's time, but I personally could never do that to you guys, or to myself, actually. So what I just ended up doing is just not doing anything until they arrived. Like, I did the dishes. That was just about it, because I can get interrupted for dishes and chores and whatnot, sort of. I'm all about momentum. That's why I also hate taking breaks, because if I take a break, I have to get started back up again. I'm like a semi-truck or a lorry, depends on where part of the world you are. Once I get into third gear, I cannot shift back down for any reason. If I need to stop, it's then I need to go back first, second, third, and it's gonna take me 5 years just to get back to where I was before, if at all. So when I get going on something, don't tell me to take a break, because I need to get that assignment done or the work done. Anyway, speaking about momentum and whatnot, let's get started with today's stream because today's page is probably not going to take that long. Literally, when I play competition on Overwatch with my team. That's not right. Hold on. I'll do my bad for tomorrow for school. I would do that too. Like, the night before, I would always get my bag ready so I could not worry about it in the morning. Because I used to ride the bus. So I had to wake up and be ready to catch the bus or I just wasn't gonna make it. And it's just less hassle. Because especially my senior year, I had to wake up and brew an entire pot of coffee just so I could get my thermos filled up. Because I wasn't, like... Sophomore year started my caffeine addiction. Because I started, like, just making hot chocolate. Which has a lot of caffeine. To take to school, and I would drink that. But then some junior or senior years, probably junior, and then senior year really solidified it. That's when my coffee addiction started. It's a slippery slope, my guys. It's a slippery, slippery slope. Now, I can't go a day without drinking coffee, or I get splitting headache. So now, anytime I have to go anywhere, I always pack ahead because I just don't want to deal with the stress of not being ready in the morning so I can just grab my bag, because that I can do the night before. I can pick out clothes the night before. I can't do my makeup the night before or eat breakfast the night before just to, for that. But whatever I can do the night before, I do it. Except maybe showering, because I hate showering and then going to bed. Because it messes up my hair. Same here. Here, we don't drink much coffee, even if we are the coffee country. I don't know what it was, man. Something about high school really made me realize I don't think I have an addictive personality, or whatever that phrase is, but I know if it ever came down to it, I would probably be so addicted to alcohol. Which is why, I don't buy it because A, expensive, and I'm broke. Literally, I'm fucking broke. But if I did have the money, whoo boy, it would be over for my liver. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Italy. You're the coffee country? Oh, I thought Brazil was coffee. That's just based on the Frank Sinatra song. If you know, you know. Now, because today was such a rush, and I had previous engagements that I needed to attend to. I thought about for a stream, starting off the stream with just me singing the lyrics to "That's Life" by Frank Sinatra, because the lyrics are just so relatable. And it's kind of how I feel currently. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. I was thinking of singing it specifically for the last line. So if I don't have anything shaking come July, I'm gonna roll up in a great big ball and die. My. The last lyrics of that song. It's just, yep. Based on last year, my view count will probably jump during July because I like to stream my art fights. So that'll be fun. But also it's really hard and probably not great for my mental health for me to try to predict when my channel can finally be monetized, because it's all based on dumb luck and the algorithm, which is dumb luck. And we got a bunch of different types. Okay. Let's do her mouth first. Yeah. I've been a papa, a puppet, a poet, a pirate, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. But I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. And then I don't quite know all of the lyrics after that. But it's just a darn good song. So what did you do last weekend? What did I do last weekend? Nothing really happens for me on the weekends. I mean, aside from Saturday, which is Shabbat, so we go to synagogue. And then as soon as we get home, that's the wrong part of the body. I immediately go back to bed because, oh my god, we have to wake up early just to get there in time. The joys of living in the middle of nowhere. And then Sunday is typically just the clean house and chores day, but last Sunday, I don't know what it was, man. I was just, sheesh, no motivation. So really, the weekends, nothing really happens. I mean, the most exciting part of the weekend is Friday, but that's just because again, I clean house Friday, because usually Friday, I'm the only one in the house. I'm the only one home on Fridays, usually. So I can clean house. Even though I said we'd do that Sunday, but Sunday's more of just a chores day. Alright, now that the characters are done, time for the backgrounds, which is gonna be fun. And I don't mean that sarcastically. That's very serious. Hold on, what time of day is it in the comic? Oh, that's the wrong folder. Oh, okay. Should give a tinker's toss. She was your sister, what's the fuss? And I propose a truce. What's good for gander is good for goose. Hey now, that's different. You took to bed the favorite dog over Fred. Don't know what to ask since I already asked all I could ask. Yeah, I have trouble finding things to talk about too. Like, oh, that's probably good. There are some, I gotta pick through some conversation pieces. Favorite ice cream? Depends on the brand. That, and I'm not picky with my ice cream. I mean, off the top of my head, I would probably say coffee, because I'm an addict. But I also just really like anything red velvet flavored. I love red velvet everything. Chocolate. I mean, we got a coffee here called Tillamook Mudslide. Holy crap, it will kill you. It's got so much chocolate in it. It's so good, though. You? Where is the sun coming from? Do you ever have some Italian food out of pizza? Does spaghetti count? We don't really have any Italian places where I live. And from what little Italian I've had is basically like spaghetti and lasagna and whatnot. And I mean, yes, pizza, of course. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's what all the people say. I have an idea. And then we just inverse. Yas, queen. So when it comes to Italian, my perspective is very limited. But from what little I've had, I like it well enough. I like this time. For me, live streams are more fun when there's more people, but not so much more people to where the chat's moving by a million miles an hour and you don't, like, you can hardly read. Have any questions about Italy? Not really. I mean, it's not that I'm not interested. It's just, I know Italy's its own place. It's got its own quirks and whatnot. From what you were telling me last time, the crime rate seems absolutely ridiculous. I guess my only question is, like, compared to the rest of Europe, how different is it? Because I know quite a bit about the UK and, like, how different it is from America. But, like, in Italy, do random people talk to each other on the street, or is that strictly an American thing? Because, like, the stereotype is that Italians are so laid back and whatnot, because I know a lot of Italian stereotypes because I used to watch the anime Hitalia. It was hilarious. And the way they the way they wrote Italy was so funny. Why do people say they hate backgrounds? Oh, backgrounds are so much fun. It's like illustrating. Yeah, we talk a lot between us, usually in small villages. Yeah, I figured on that one. Do you guys cut in line? I know this is probably a weird question, but like if y'all are standing in line at the grocery store waiting for the cashier, do people just cut in line? Or are lines even a thing? It seems like a weird question, but there was a joke on Hitalia that Italians don't understand lines and whatnot, and they're so laid back they'll just start talking to random people and just not care about social cues. But then again, that's just the stereotype. And if you believe it, then your brain is small. So I guess it's a UK thing where they don't talk to each other. In Germany, they probably don't either. Because Germany is terrifying. we literally stole seats on a bus and trains. Yeah, we do. Oh my god, that's true? Holy shit, I can't wait to tell my sister. Just kick down her room door. Oh my god, Hitalia was right about something! That would piss me the hell off. Because my family heritage is mostly British, but we have a lot of German tendencies, like being on time, being punctual, and sticking to a schedule. And when you are in line, you are next. And then there's the person in front of you and the person behind you. You do not cut in line unless to get from one side to the other and not in front. We got people who fake being pregnant to steal money. Oh my god. Well, we got people like that in America too. There are people who are like, oh, I'm homeless and I have a baby. Will you please give me money for the bus and whatnot? And I can't find shelter. Give me money. And then they get pissed when you offer them. It's like, hey, I can give you food and water. problem. The police can't do anything about it. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot the cops can do about panhandling scammers. I mean, they can make panhandling illegal, but what are they gonna do? How are they gonna enforce it? Just patrol around and arrest people who stick their hands out? Or have a cardboard sign on the side of the road? Like, what are you gonna do? Alright, let me just deselect that. And just select this area. Like, cuisine-wise, I'm definitely not German at all. I absolutely do not like Wurst or Kielbasa. I don't like sausage, and I don't like sauerkraut, and I hate beer. I'm not German in that regard. When it comes to my taste in alcohol and food, I'm probably more Irish, but I'm saying that because if I have to pick a cuisine, I'll probably go Mexican or Japanese, even though I'm not Mexican or Japanese at all. But if I have to pick a cuisine, I'd go with that. Ever tried talking Italian? I'm curious. I can't do Italian act. I mean, I don't know Italian. I know it's the only thing I know about Italian language, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's sort of like Spanish. It's like gay Spanish. Or no, that's Spain. Spain is gay Spanish, and Italian is like cursive Spanish. I don't know if that... I probably just insulted an entire island of people. Peninsula, excuse me. I mean, sorta. Yeah, not gonna lie, you would understand Italian without even talking it. Well, as long as they start talking with their hands, I could probably understand what they were saying. And I don't speak Spanish at all either, but I can read Spanish. And I know Italian is not Spanish, but it just, some words are very similar. I know Italian is different. YouTube, you don't have to come at me for that. I know it is different in its own language. But to my untrained ears, it kind of sounds like Spanish sometimes. Like, grazie. That's very similar to gracias. And, what else Italian do I know? Veneziano? I don't know. With an S, Spanish equals Italian with an S at the end. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so if I want to speak Italian, I just speak Spanish and drop the S at the end. Okay. And Spain Spanish is sort of like Mexican Spanish, but instead of gracias in Spain, they would say gracias with the lisp. That's why I very politically incorrectly said that Spain Spanish was gay Mexican Spanish. Oh, the Spaniards would kill me if they heard me talking. Wouldn't be the first time, though. Hey! That's a historical reference. Each time I find myself flat on my face. I need to make this a different color. We just say grazie. Yeah. Yeah, grazie. And then for Mexican, it's gracias. For Spanish, gracias. I don't know the difference between Mexican and like Puerto Rican Spanish, but I do know there is a difference. Like in Mexican Spanish, tío means uncle, but in like Puerto Rican, tío means dude, or something like that, or it's like their version of hombre, which is friend. I think I don't know. No, that's amigo. Hombre's dude, right? I failed Spanish too, even though my Spanish teacher was from Mexico. In Spanish, all we mostly talked about was the nam, because he served in Vietnam. Even though he was stationed in Germany, he was a Vietnam veteran. I say was. Yeah, that's the only reason I know. It's because I saw that scene and went, does he not know Spanish? But then someone explained, hey, Puerto Rican is, that means dude instead of uncles. Oh. Hola, tío. Yeah, I know Spanish. I've actually haven't seen that movie yet. I've seen the first one, I just haven't seen the second one. Each time I find myself flat on my face, pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. Oh, the speech bubble's there. Okay. So I can splurge a little. I will shush now because text on phone hurts my fingers. Yeah, man. Texting on phones just... Ugh. Alright. I'm okay with people lurking in the chat, as long as they at least say hi before they start lurking. I'm fine with it either way. Alright, now for... them's backgrounds. In a big ball, and my. Spoilers for the future pages? What layer is this? Where's the lighting coming? Oh, there it is. Okay. That is one benefit of saving the raw files for future pages. Especially if you ain't ready, like if you want to keep things consistent. And I'm doing that on the wrong layer, but oh well. C'est la vie. what all the people say. Some people say Smith. What? Chat is full of my shit. We need to delete it. Well, if they don't want to see your name in chat, maybe they should start chatting. I honestly have no problem with people being conversational. As long as you're not being a douche. I am fine. That's all fine by me. Okay. Any questions? I'm still here. Alright. I will... I'm trying to remember what color I used for that one. As my study brain passed out. Oh, well, study brain, stupid brain, you know, same thing. Now, if you ask me, I'm of the school of thought that no person is wholly stupid. They just have different forms of intelligence. Now, that is not to say that there are no stupid people, because there are some people that are just unintelligent in the ways of many things. But I refuse to believe there is anybody who is 100% stupid. No matter the circumstances, because they could be smart in other things. Like, when it comes to math, I am estúpido. Or estúpida, because I'm a female. I don't know. Gendered languages confuse me. And, you know, in gendered languages, I am the unintelligent. But when it comes to, like, animal facts and, not astronomy, but, you know, when it comes to other things, I got you. I smart. I remember. But when math, mechanics, and all of the like, you might have a brain, but I have a gun. And it's also, we all learn differently. Or have different, ways of learning. Like, I'm a very auditory learner. I remember a lot what I hear. So if I don't hear you say something, I'm probably not going to remember it. Or if I don't hear myself say something, I'm probably not going to remember it. But then again, I'm also a demonstrative learner. You can tell me things, and I won't remember it as much. But if you, like, put it to song, and I can memorize the song, oh, locked in. but I also have to like the song. Because if you put it to song and I don't like the song, ugh, I'm not gonna remember. Like, Schoolhouse Rock is I think it's an American company. And they wrote a bunch of songs for, like, history, math, science, grammar. And it was just to help kids learn stuff like that. And I did not like the 12 and the 8 song. So I never remembered my 12s and 8s, even though the others I could, I got around to memorizing. I have basically the entire 7s song memorized because I liked the song. It's called Lucky 7 Samson, if you ever want to look it up. Woof. And of course I remember Hell's Greatest Dad. It was Electro Swing. Which is why, also, it's probably also why I'm more inclined to children's cartoons and whatnot. Things like My Little Pony, because they have songs for me to remember. And songs also just strike me more so than... Because you can have an emotional moment, but if there's not a song attached to it, it's not going to hit me as hard. Like, I love Bad Batch. I think it's my favorite Star Wars anything, aside from Andor. But if Bad Batch had songs, or was like some sort of pseudo-musical, I would absolutely die. Because those emotional moments would punch me right in the face. I mean, they punch me in the face anyway, but they punch me differently because their emotional scenes are about siblings and staying together and looking out for each other and trauma, which really get me. Because I have all of those things. So yeah, if I'm more of an auditory learner, so if you want me to remember something, put it to song or just tell me. Which is probably why a lot of my teachers didn't like me that much. Well, they did like me. They just were frustrated by me because I could tell they looked at me and they thought I was intelligent. But then when it came to math and stuff, they were like, why are you not getting it? You're clearly smart. Which here's the thing. I may be air quote smart, but that doesn't mean I'm academic. I'm actually very academic when it comes to writing, reading, and science and whatnot, because I give a shit about those topics. Also, yeah, I have to give a shit. If I don't give a shit, I ain't gonna remember. Which is also why I sucked at math, because I don't care about math. I decided at a very young age, math and I have nothing to do with each other. And for the most part, we don't. And anytime math and I are involved, it just turns into a funny joke. Because I'm bad at math. Which, I mean, if I'm gonna be at the butt end of a joke, it might as well be a math joke instead of a short joke, because, I mean, I can't help being short. And yes, I'm bad at math, but I'm not subconscious about being bad at math. Sometimes I am a little subconscious about my height, because some people forget just how much I can't reach. I'm not short by any means, but I am the shortest in my family. So when they're like, hey, can you get that? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to go get a stool. No, what do you mean you can't reach? And I'm just slapping the cabinet. I was like, I can't reach. Oh, wow, you really can't. I'm like, mm-hmm. I'm like the Toph is blind. Everyone forgets Toph is blind joke when it comes to my height. Like, I'm not Like, I'm not 4 foot nothing. I'm like 5'5", but compared to the rest of my family, I'm the shortest of all my siblings. And I think of the cousins as well. Oh god, is N taller than me? No, she's gotta be the same height. But she's also petite, so that's different. I'm short and fat, so, you know, I'm a little potato. And I guess we're done. You know, I'm gonna fix the rendering on this since it is a close-up shot. I don't want it to be, janky. And I did decide I was gonna add some, extra stuff. Not too much. Nothing too fancy. Just a little bit of shines. Ooh, I love it. The blending option on any drawing software is your best friend when it comes to rendering pieces. Oh my god, look at that! Woo-wee! And then if I erase to here. Okay, what do you guys think? Left or right? Which eye looks better? It just looks better. Left or right? Hello, Necro. Necro Arts. I don't know why I said Necro. That's an E, clearly. Just rendering this page before I start the next one. I'm kind of stuck on which rendering style I like more. Left or right eye? Left eye or right eye? Which one looks better? My monster's exploded. It's okay, no mess, no mess. We almost had a catastrophe on our hands. And desk. And drawing tablet. But we're good. We Gucci. The monster did not spill. Just all over my hands. Quick rinse so that they're not sticky. Part of my big sip. I think I'm just gonna go with the right one because I don't know, it's just less crowded, I suppose. Oh! I need to where? Oh, yeah. No, I'm gonna do it below. Sunbeams! Or, hold on. We move it to here. Here. And then do it over the line art. Ew. Oh, it's doing that thing again. Yep. Alright, hold on. Now this is the part, no, I love doing backgrounds and I love rendering backgrounds. But my goodness, is it just a lot of just back and forth. It's like switchback hiking. Nothing wrong with switchback hiking, but my goodness, does it take a while to get anywhere. Turn on it a fancy just yeah, there we go. Yeah. For any of you new in the chat and don't already know, I am batshit crazy. Undiagnosed, but we can go by evidence to make such assumptions. Now, I'm probably not gonna finish this page as quickly as I did the last one because there's so many characters. But I will probably just do the flats. He's only in this shot. Alright, how am I breaking up the characters? Okay. Short Tail is gonna be on... Okay, Short Tail and Splash Power are gonna be on... Probably gonna be on one layer. Along with... Hawkstar? And maybe Twig. And then Brindlefur and Snowblaze. And Hazelpaw might be on the same layer, just so we don't have any overlapping issues. Another thing that's funny, I was actually, you can probably hardly tell, but I was in speech therapy for 3 years. What was it, 3 years in elementary school? Didn't do shit. Like, I had one speech, I had a speech impediment for my F's and S's, but now I have a speech impediment for, like, literally every other vowel, so I traded one for the other. S's and SH's, R's and L's. I get R's and L's mixed up sometime, which is really weird. Because I'm American. And that's usually not what happens in our language. And also, I just get tongue-tied. Said I must say goodbye. Fun talking to you. See you next week. Alright, Adriel. Yep. See you next Tuesday. Hopefully, I won't have to have any more delays on Strom, but hey yo, if later streams work out in the long run, I might have to change the time, because usually I do it at like 11:30 and whatnot, and like half my audience is like, God man, it's like 9 o'clock, I gotta go to bed. I'm like, oh no. Necro, if you're still here, where are you from? Don't dox yourself, but like America, Europe, Asia. I don't have any viewers from Asia. I do know I got viewers from all around Europe. Just based on the demographic charts on the YouTube studio. I'm gonna put the mice on the same layer. Why do I keep wanting to say Necro? It clearly says Necro. Also, I'm, yes, I guess I'm dyslexic? I don't know. It's funny, I make jokes about being dumb and whatnot and sounding stupid, but in reality, I was really good in school. So much, I was so good in school, so much so that I actually have no social skills. I have no real-world skills that are applicable for society, but you put me in a classroom, I'll thrive. Which is the opposite of what school is supposed to do. It's supposed to prepare you for the world, ain't it? But no. I don't know shit about how to function in the real world. Which is probably why I became a YouTuber. Actually, I was a digital artist on DeviantArt before I even decided to try the YouTube thing. I mean, I made videos and whatnot because they were fun. They're all deleted now. And then I thought, you know, I saw people were like making speed paints and whatnot. I was like, hey, that's a good idea to advertise your art. And I'll put her underneath. Actually, what layer is Snowblaze going on? Snowblaze can go on that other layer, so I'll just put her here. great. Now I got that Sinatra song. Well, I've had that Sinatra song stuck in my head for a while now. That's life. That's life. It's what all the people say. There we go. There we go. Wrong pen mode. Which is becoming more and more of a pain in the ass recently. Might just be a user error. But a part of me is thinking some of the software is a little glitchy. Because I got a pen button on the side to switch modes from pencil to eraser and another button to switch to eyedropper. And there are some times when I'm hitting the switch button like 5 times and nothing happens. But I think I talked about this before. My only... aside from thinking there's software trouble, my only other idea is that I'm holding the pen too far away from the tablet when I hit the buttons, even though I only lift my hand a little bit, but it might just be enough lift to where the tablet doesn't recognize the pen as present anymore. So... Oh, seriously? Am I putting... Yeah, I'm putting them on the same layer. Since they're separate enough and also under. God, why am I tired suddenly? Probably because I haven't had much coffee today. I mean, sure, I did drink that. I did finish off that coffee earlier, but that was mostly... That was a latte. I'm used to just drinking straight black. But, there wasn't a full pot left, and I just didn't feel like making a pot of coffee. Coffee's getting expensive now, and it's ridiculous how much I rely on the stuff. The elixir of life. Is this going in? Yes, it is. You know, I should put him on his own layer. Nothing's stopping me from doing that. Smarter, not harder. Pardon me. That's one reason why I don't like drinking Monster on stream as much. It's like a last resort type thing. But, you know, it might just get me that extra kick to get through the, these flats. You know, since I'm here, I'm gonna do, Hazel Paw's colors, since he's pretty simple. And it's been a while since I've drawn him. It's been a while since I've colored him. I mean, apart from the, AU video. Why was I blanking on that? Wait till the warm-up's underway. Wait till our lips have met. And wait till you see that sunshine day. You ain't seen nothing yet. Best is yet to come, and babe, won't that be fine? Best is yet to come, come the day you're mine. Come the day you're mine. I'm gonna teach you to fly. We've only tasted the wine. We're gonna drain that cup dry. Down. Best is yet to come, and babe, won't that be fine? Best is yet to come, come the day you're mine. And you're gonna be mine. Babe, won't that be fine? And there are people who say Bing Crosby was better than Sinatra. Those people don't have ears. Nothing wrong with Bing Crosby as an artist. I do like his music. But to suggest that he is better than Sinatra? The Frank Sinatra? Oh. Them's fighting words. It's like saying the... You know, yeah, for me, that'd be like saying the Backstreet Boys are better than Metallica. Excuse me? I mean, sure, nothing wrong with the Backstreet Boys. I love their music. I got a few of them on my MP on my playlist. But to suggest that the Backstreet Boys are better and superior to Frank frickin' Sinatra? That's when you're wrong, buckaroo. It's been a while since I've colored Short Tail as well. Fans of the comic rejoice. Short Tail doesn't have as big of a role in these next few pages. And I'm sad about it, because I like Short Tail's character, but everyone else hates him. Okay. I thought I was gonna have to yell at a cat. I mean, yeah, I could do that. Best is yet to come the day you're mine. Actually, no. Well, since Crosby and Sinatra are very similar, Metallica and Backstreet Boys aren't a good comparison. Okay, for me, it'd be like saying... Alright, think. What's a classic rock artist that I like? By every mean, but can't say better than Metallica. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is, like, Styx, Journey, Pink Floyd, and whatnot, but I really like those bands, so... It's a tough comparison. For, like, Bing Crosby, I only like 3. Like, let me put it this way. I don't hate Bing Crosby. And every song I've heard of Bing Crosby I like. But he's not on my playlist. Sinatra is. And, I'm not a huge Pink Floyd fan. That's my dad. But, was it Dark of the Moon or Dark Side of the Moon? The famous album. I love that. That's a good album. Especially the song Brain Damage and Eclipse. I mean, I would consider it one song, but they're technically 2 songs and they're separate. I mean, that whole album is really good. Dark Side of the Moon. Okay. I couldn't remember, because that's also a Transformers film, which made no reference to Pink Floyd, so that was just bull. They should have called it The Shadow of the Moon. Because that's what they called it in the movie. It's like the shadow side. Thank you. And it's funny, I was thinking about it yesterday. They didn't write it for Transformers, but Linkin Park consistently has really good songs. And the 2 that appear, the 3, excuse me, I forgot about the first one had a song, are really good songs. Those movies did not deserve Linkin Park. Like, New Divide is such a damn good song for the worst Transformers movie of the original trilogy, because I forgot The Last Night is technically a Michael Bay Transformers film. I could fucking go on a tirade about how bad The Dark Knight, is it The Last Night? No. The Dark Knight is a Batman movie. That's the best Batman movie. Y'all can fight me on that one. Some people say Rise is the best Batman movie. Fuck you. Dark Knight is. Trying to figure out if I'm missing any markings on him. Except aside from nose and ears. Now, I didn't hate Extinction because it had been a while since we had a good it had been a while since we had a Transformers film, so I was trying to starve for content. But if gun to my head, best Transformers movie ever is Transformers Prime: Rise of the Machine. No, it wasn't Rise of the Machines. It was Talia, if you're listening, what's the Transformers Prime movie where they're on Cybertron? Is it called Rise of the Machine? Rise of the Beast or something like that? It's not Rise of the something in it. Right? Because I haven't seen the Beast Wars, the live action Beast Wars movie yet. And I don't think I will. Even though Beast Wars is my favorite. I love Beast Wars. Okay, well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. My favorite Transformers TV show is animated. But I still love Beast Wars. Beast Wars is just so silly. And the animation is kind of trash, but I don't care. It's fun. Predacon Rising! Predacons Rising, that's what it's called. Transformers Prime Predacon Rising. That is the best Transformers movie ever. Bumblebee is a close second, but Bumblebee is just cute more than anything. When it comes to, like, objectively Transformers, Predacons Rising is the best one. So I knew it had something to do with the Predacons or Beasts or something like that. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah? Well, that's why I said the last night sucked. It was so bad, but that's why I liked Predacon Rising, because it's on Cybertron the whole time. Bumblebee was still pretty good. Okay. Yeah. My dad likes The Last Night, and we just agree to disagree on that one. Yeah, he doesn't like Megan Fox. But Extinction was just better, in my opinion. It's still not great, because it's Michael Bay, but... Poop. I don't hate Megan Fox as an actress. My dad also thought the Kong vs. Godzilla movie was good, and that Kong was gonna defeat Godzilla, and I was... oh my god, argued for hours. The only reason Kong survived as long as he did against Godzilla was because Godzilla was pulling his punches, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. I mean, really, the only reason Kong got the upper hand on Zilla was because he had an axe that Godzilla literally couldn't defend against. That was it. And you mean to tell me Kong actually stood a chance on that boat? No. Zilla was literally telling the young punk to stand down so he could go fight Mechagodzilla. And oh my god, Mechagodzilla. I mean, we were all excited for it. It's just the way they introduced and used him was so bad. I'm pissed. As a fan of the original Godzillas, I'm pissed that that is the Mechagodzilla we got. I'm mad. It's so terrible. In the Titan world? Oh, I mean, Telly can rant for a little longer than I can, but the fact that the trees were regular sized, but everything else was supposed to be super big, it was like, oh, they're from, like, the gravity of the center of the earth, it's why they're so big. It was like, then why are the trees the same size? Why are the trees so goddamn small? Ugh. But then, to really piss me off, my dad pulls the "it's just a movie, why are you over analyzing every little detail?" It's like, I'm not over analyzing every little detail. I'm just asking for movie writers and world builders and, you know, and movie directors to use their damn brains when they're writing a movie. I gotta suspend my disbelief somehow. And what pissed me off about Kong vs. Godzilla is not because the script was bad and all over the place. Because I can forgive a bad script if everything else, like, carries the weight. But the thing is, the script was bad and I knew how to fix it. Like, if something's bad but I don't know how to fix it, I have no, I'm of the opinion, if you think something is bad but you give no alternative to how to fix it, you really have no room to critique. But the fact that I could figure out a better way how to write the movie, and I was actually quite proud of what I came up with, it just pissed me off even more because, like, I'm not a professional. I'm just a noob on the internet that just likes movies. I'm just a nerd that really likes movies. But the fact that I could figure out how to write a better movie just pissed me off because there's, like, you have a writer's room and these people are getting paid for it, or at least you assume they're getting paid for their work. But then it turns out they actually weren't getting paid for their work. It's just, oh, okay. So the movie pissed me off because, like, it had glaring problems that were so easy to fix. Like, all the problems were 100% fixable. And I'm wondering, because there was talk about the studio reshooting or remaking half the movie because they said fans wouldn't approve of the Godzilla movie. Like, what was the original script? I have to know. Man, I gotta know now what the original script was if this was the fixed version, air quote. It's like, excuse me? This was the fixed version? Either the first version was hot garbage, or it was actually good, and the critics were just so misunderstanding of what the average audience actually wants out of a goddamn Godzilla film. There's also the critics thought the King of Monsters was bad, even though King of Monsters is the best Godzilla movie ever made. And I will die on that hill, too. I mean, sure, I have a soft spot for the 1998 Godzilla, but I still recognize that movie had its problems. And the production had its problems, too. The production of that film was so janky. I'm on the wrong setting. No? Oh, I mean, yep, I got the wrong brush. Like, when America bought the copyright to make the Godzilla film, the Japanese company that owned Godzilla literally said, okay, if you're gonna make the Godzilla film, here's what you gotta not do. Yeah, don't make him the bad guy. Give him 4 claws, not 3, and keep his backstory the same. And don't kill him. What did America do? They made him the bad guy. They gave him 3 toes, not 4, and they changed his backstory. They changed his backstory, and they killed him at the end. Literally everything the copyright company told them not to do, they did. And then they had the audacity to look at, to make the movie, they showed the Japanese company the concept art for Godzilla and said, isn't this better? And just, I mean, I enjoy the film, and I enjoyed it before I knew all of that. As like a kid, I enjoyed the movie because I just like big monsters. I was a huge fan of the Iron Giant growing up, can you tell? But, after learning about that, it's just, oof, not great. And then America continued to shit on everything the original Japanese movie set up for Godzilla. Because in Kong vs. Godzilla, they made a Serizawa a villain. That's like a cardinal sin. If you watch the original Japanese movies, there's only one Serizawa character, and he created the oxygen destroyer that killed the first Godzilla. And yes, he was ashamed of the weapon that he created because of its terrifying power, but he was never the villain. He made a very heroic sacrifice at the end. Spoiler for a movie that came out almost 80 years ago? Anyway. But yeah, they made... Sure, it wasn't the Serizawa, because I don't remember his name. But it was his grandson or something like that. Still, the fact that his name was Serizawa and they made him the villain is just... Wait a minute. Now, credit where credit is due. Making Mechagodzilla using the base of a Ghidorah skull was kinda cool. Because in the original lore of Mechagodzilla was created to defeat Ghidorah on an alien planet. Mechagodzilla was an alien. Created by an alien species to defeat Ghidorah. And when Mechagodzilla got to Earth and saw that Godzilla already defeated King Ghidorah, the alien programming thought, oh, shit, if this guy defeated Ghidorah, that must mean he's an even bigger threat and worse than Ghidorah. So then they sent Mechagodzilla after Gojira. But then they learned it was just a misunderstanding. Mechagodzilla was destroyed, and the alien race went, sorry. And this is, I think that was the thing. I think that was the backstory. I didn't watch the original Mechagodzilla movie, but I did watch the one where King Ghidorah was first introduced in the same movie that Mothra was, and oh my god, it was so funny. It was funny in a way that I knew I probably shouldn't be laughing, but at the same time, I just couldn't stop myself, because some of it was just so hokey. I enjoyed it. For the time, that's what they had technology-wise, but oh my god, it was so obvious that Mothra was on a string. And half the time she was still in caterpillar form in the movie with Ghidorah. And literally, there's a scene in the film, and it was... I'm still laughing about it. There's a scene in that movie, I don't remember which one it was, but it's the one where we're introduced to King Ghidorah. And Mothra is in her caterpillar form, and Gojira and Rodan are duking it out, while Ghidorah is attacking everything and winning. So what Mothra does to stop the fighting, she spits out and spews her silk over the both of them to trap them, to get them to stop fighting. And the whole the scene lasts like 10 freaking minutes of just Mothra going spewing her silk everywhere, while the Godzilla, the rubber suit Godzilla, literally looked like he just walked through a spider web. He was doing he was swiping his claws in front of his face, looking like, yeah, he just walked into a spider web. Oh, oh my god, it was so funny. I was watching it on my laptop because at the time all the Godzilla movies were free on YouTube. And I was just howling, cackling even. It's just, whoo, boy. Those old movies are great. Which is so weird because the first Godzilla movie, the first Gojira movie, wasn't funny at all. It was not a comedy. It was actually, you know, quite dark. And there's literally a scene in the first film where Gojira is attacking the city and he's spewing his atomic fire everywhere. And in the city, there's a mother clutching her 2 children close to her and says, "Close your eyes, children. We're gonna see Daddy soon." And I just went, oh, oh, I was just dying because I was like, holy crap. And there's also a scene where they're like at a hospital in the first one. This one was the first one for sure, because they were at the hospital after the first Gojira attack, and this woman unfortunately had died, and her 4-year-old daughter was like sitting next to her body, and when they put the sheet over the mother's face, her 4-year-old daughter just let out this scream, this gut-wrenching scream as they carried her mother away on a stretcher. And it's just, oh, I don't know who that young actress was, but she needs a raise. That was such a good scream. It's like, yeah, the old Godzilla movies were not a fun time. They were rough. But then, literally every other Godzilla movie afterward was just so silly and campy. It's like, how did that happen? How did that happen? I don't know, guys. But either way, those are some good movies. And then came America. Someone painting their nails? It smells like someone's painting their nails. You know, it's probably my sister. She's probably painting her nails. 'Cause I can smell it from here, man. Or something. I smell something. And I'm assuming it's nail polish. It's funny how I come up with all these good rants and whatnot when there's nobody here. She did. She had a fan. Okay. Done, 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 done. Done. Alright, let's merge now. I'm gonna do Twig since he's not gonna take that long. I like Twig. I haven't gotten to write him much yet in the comic. but in the future, I look forward to writing his character more, especially his recovery. His recovery, while I haven't come up, and I can't draw him consistently. His physical recovery only takes like 3 pages, and it just gets him getting used, shows him getting used to just getting used to everyone. But then later, I think I'm gonna have to confront the fact that he's seen some shit. And I haven't quite gotten around to writing it that way in the comic just yet, even though I do plan to. But like, I haven't come up with any scenes yet that perfectly showcase the boy's been through a lot aspect of his character. Later, most definitely, but as of now, not yet. Ooh, I forgot to draw that bit. Alright, let me just blend all these bits in. There's his lines. Because despite this being in like a emotional mark for I forgot to draw it on all the other pages. Did I forget? I'll check after stream. Remind me to check after stream. I need to check and see if I forgot to draw him correctly. Ain't nothing like it here. Do 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 do. Now, one thing I love about Brindlefar's design is that I don't have to blend anything. It's all just the G-pen. Now, with her design, that being said, oh my god, her design is so detailed compared to everyone else. Because, like, I mean, you can make an argument that, like, Lion Stripe and Ivy Whisper, and she's not the most complex designed character that in the whole comic, but currently she is. She's the most complex design. And that's mostly because her markings are... She's got 3 color markings, and they're all in different areas. And they're very specific in where they are. So, she's complicated in that regard, but like when it comes to my character, all the characters for Path to Brighter Star, she is not the most detailed. Not by a long shot. That honor probably goes to Hollyhock, which you haven't seen. He won't appear in the comic for a good while. But, whoops. He is on my toy house if you want to take a look at him. I think I've posted his new design there. And now we do that again. Now, her design used to be a lot more complicated. If you can imagine it. If you look at the old pages, her design, oh my god, it killed me every page. It's like, I love this character, and I want to write more with her in the comic, which we will coming up. Not this year. Well, I mean, maybe this year. I mean, but I have everything scripted up to July. And then July, we're gonna go on a month break for Art Fight. Like, upload-wise. I might work on it, you know. I'll work ahead, definitely. But and then it might come back in August, probably on a different schedule, but and then I might also take a break for October, November. August, September, it might come back, and then October, November, I might take a break on it, or I'll take a break, but I'll like work ahead on the comic. You know, this isn't for another 6 months, so I don't have to figure it out immediately. You know, for this, okay. Yeah, so far the plan is work on the comic until July. And, you know, have other projects being done on the side as well. But, like, the focus, like, I have different focus projects going on. Like, until I get bored with it or need a break or whatnot. And that's it for that one. Alright, for now, for this one. If you hear stuff in the background, I apologize. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. Usually I like to stream earlier, you know, before there's a whole lot of people in the house, so we don't have, like, any distractions or interruptions. As y'all know, I hate being interrupted. But, you know, it was unavoidable. Oh, I need to color the bird that she's carrying. You know, my default bird is usually just grouse. Pretty much my default bird. This kind of looks like a grouse. I can get away with it. I don't know, but I can also get away with a robin too, even though I don't quite remember what a robin looks like. I mean, I know what a robin looks like, but I don't know, like, is the back more of a brownish gray or a grayish gray? Like, I know they got the orange bellies. And yellow beaks, but, like, that's it. Are the bats black or brown? And, I mean, I could just go look it up, but... You know what's funny? And I'm only pointing this out because I just realized it. Of all of my stories that I've ever conceptualized, not a single one of them features a butterfly prominently. It's just, huh. You know, butterflies being my logo and all, my brand. I call my fans my butterflies. Like, if anyone subscribes during stream, you know, I have an alert system now. But that's only when I'm on stream. If people subscribe, you know. Ah! My pewter freaked out. And it is getting pretty warm. Save. And also, I'm really sorry, Brindlefur, but I keep drawing you differently she's drawn 3 times in this page, and she's drawn 3 ways differently. Even though this is her ref sheet, and I can, you know, she's an Oriental mix cat, so she's got more of a sloped snoot, and whatnot. Like, I got her ears down to a science. But something about her nose and face, I keep drawing it differently every time, and I don't know how to fix it, and it just pisses me the hell off. when it comes to flats, everything is coming up golden. There. Merge down. I forgot to color in splash pause marks, even though it's literally just there. He's colored. Oh. Kidoki. Hour and 45 or hour and 50 minutes stream. Hell, I could keep going. Your story is very beautiful and I love how you make your drawing. Well, thank you so much. Monarch Sky Blue. So reading names takes me like a good 5 minutes to just to piece together. Now, I didn't plan on doing the background for this page, at least, but that is the title of the strum. So I'll just keep going. I like to keep my streams at least, you know what? I'm gonna start with the bottom layer first. And then put all these on different layers. I like to keep my streams at least 2 hours. Because that's a good length, in my opinion. And the background ain't gonna be as detailed. But I've past few pages that I've been working on, I've been getting into the habit of separating the separate boxes from the border to make them pop a bit more. And so the background can be like a gradient or like an illustration. Like for the page I just posted today, that one was really fun because like it was a montage, so I had the excuse to like test it out, see how I liked it. Oh, woo! That's too orange. One thing that I've learned about comics and really creativity in general, real creativity comes from saying, you know what, screw it, let's try it this way, and just going along with it. And if you don't like it, well, maybe figure out, maybe you haven't quite got it worked out just yet. Like this ground, you know, from from an angle it looked pretty good, but when I straightened it out, it doesn't look as good. So what I need to do is just soften it up a little bit. And, you know, and make it work for what I want. For me, that's true creativity. Making a thing work the way you want it to, even if it ain't quite turning out. You gotta make it work. Doing what you can with what you've got. And there we go. Much more better. That's way too blue. There we go. That's the... Okay. Medicine Cat Den's behind her, so that would be this color. Okay. There. Now, for animation, there's no excuse for it, but for me, my backgrounds, the trees are different colors every time. For animation, there's no excuse for that, but since it's a comic, and it's like a weekly comic, who's really gonna care? Because I certainly don't, and I've got better things to do than worry about what color the trees are. However, consistency in a comic does like add an extra layer of awesomeness. But don't hurt yourself, you know? Awesome sauce is okay. Just don't hurt yourself pursuing the awesome sauce. And since in this panel, there's like this bit is gonna be like blue and golden sky. So the top bit being more gloomy is gonna be, it's gonna add a bit to the overall mood of the page. Alright, there's that. Since the sky is going to be the base of this one, I'm going to fill in this block and then just add clipping masks on top of it, so that it's on top of the background without, you know, things going everywhere. And if it's not meshing well with the background, I'll just edit the background differently. Lost in the sauce. I could have said, have fun with the awesome sauce, but don't get lost in it. That, you know, I could have said that, and I didn't, and it would have been cool if I said it the first time, but just pretend I did. Just pretend I said something deep and profound, and it actually made sense, and everyone's applauding my ingenious. here come the bushes are back here. And I'm just gonna make this all bush. And there's a bit of bush greenery over here. So I'll make it smaller and then and on top of that, give it a little texture. Just clipping mask. Just a wee bit of texture. And then a little one underneath. A little one a little darker. Give it a little... See? Yeah, that makes all the difference. Yes. God, I love my job. What was that noise? Voice scratch. Incoming. I swear I hit puberty, guys. You can't tell in my voice. I used to be a little like, do I really sound like a teenage boy? Why does everyone keep calling me a man? And then I actually hear myself and I go, oh yeah, I guess I do kind of sound like a dude. And I mean, to my ears, I sound very nasally and monotone. Not like Mod Pi monotone, where this is the range of my voice. But, you know, monotone in the way that my voice doesn't really go from this range as much. I mean, it does fluctuate, but not really. At least to my ears. And, you know, I hate listening to my voice recorded. Which is why editing videos is a nightmare for me. And I prefer live streams, because I don't have to come back and listen to it. I can just do a one and done deal and go, great. I never have to listen to it again. A little bit smaller so I can fit in a little bit more detail. And then lighter to undo all I just did, except adding texture. So this is why I love background so much. This is why I made the joke about it being my drug. Saying it age-appropriate substance. Because I didn't want to say backgrounds are crack cocaine. Because then I would definitely get demonetized. But no, I love doing backgrounds. And it just baffles me that there are some people that hate doing backgrounds, or like, excuse me, that's wrong. Like, dread doing backgrounds, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Backgrounds are so easy and fun. But then again, I figured out how I want my backgrounds to look. You see, for someone who hasn't, I guess backgrounds would be terrifying. But for me, I already know what my backgrounds are gonna look like before I even start a piece. Sort of. I'm always, I'm still sometimes baffled about how, and I don't want to sound arrogant when I say this, but sometimes even I astonish myself with how good some of the backgrounds turn out, but that's just because I trusted the process. I know people say trust the process, and it's like a joke at this point, but legit, guys, trust the process. Because if you got a process that works, no matter what it starts looking like in the middle is always the awkward phase. It's the puberty of art is the middle phase, and it's gonna look weird and awkward, and you're just gonna go, oh my god, nothing's turning out right. What am I doing? Why do I even bother? Oh my god, I should quit. I should have just gotten a real job in accounting and whatnot. But no, never give up. Never give up. Never what? It's gonna turn out. Even if it's not gonna, it doesn't turn out the way you hoped it turned out, it's gonna turn out in one way or another, and you might discover something about yourself and your artistic prowess. You'll be surprised. You'll surprise even yourself. You go, huh? Maybe I can do it. And the point of fact is you can. Not to get too deep or anything, but I say this all with confidence, but I assure you guys, I still struggle with the oh god, why am I even bothering to do this? For different reasons, but just know I still, even confident, sexy motherfuckers like me still struggle with the confidence aspect of it. Now, I know committing to the grind is kind of a boomer thing, and it doesn't work for everyone, and sometimes you shouldn't commit to the grind because it'll end up hurting you more than benefiting you. But in some cases, yes, it's gonna feel like a grind, but in the long run, it will be worth it in the end. If nothing else, then for the experience and just the fact that you can say, hey, I tried it. I did the thing. I'm gonna clean up the line art for this bit since it's a bit much. It doesn't need to be this whole thing. There we go. Okay, for the sake of simplicity, since this part is done, I'm going to merge down all these layers. I think one thing that people, the reason why they hate backgrounds so much is because they are a hassle if you either A, don't have any line art to go off of, or B, you try to stick too closely to the line art and then it just starts looking flat. Because the way I render backgrounds and whatnot, it's a lot of airbrushing and blending. And yeah, while my characters have pretty clean line art, that's just so, you know, I can render it a little easier. So now this could just be a sticker. And yes, these characters do look like they're there's like they don't belong on this background, but it's just a simple background. It's a Did you hear that snake that came through here? Oh my god. Since the background is so simple, I don't worry too much about sticking to the line art or them feeling like they stick out too much because, hey, I mean, on average, people spend, the average reader or viewer of a webcomic spend less than a minute, less than 30 seconds on each page. Now, and the more detail you're going to put on the page, the more they're going to stay and look at it. But the thing with why I'm putting so much detail in these pages is because you're only getting 2 a week. So if I kind of want you to I kind of want the wait to be worth it, so to speak, which is why, you know, my weekly streams, I try to make them 2 plus hours, because it's the one stream a week, and I want it to be, you know, worth the tune in. And I like to add a rewatchability aspect of it. But also, when it comes to your process and your ideas, don't let some rando on the internet tell you how to do your art, how to do your passion. Because what's good for gander's not always good for goose. If that's what the phrase means. I don't know what it actually means. One man's trash is another man's treasure. To each his own. Yada yada yada. I'm gonna have to bring up that page since this view is behind Hotstar and this page. Okay. Let's propose a truce. What stood for gander stood for goose. Hey now, that's different. You took to bed my favorite dog and all my friends. Oh, but in the eyes of God, we set our vows before the pews. Not until death may we part. So until then, I'm stuck with you. Oh, but in the done, we said our vows before the pews. Not until death may we part. This is my curse, said I do. Better or worse, I'm stuck with you. That song is called Stuck With You by Voltaire, and it is one of the greatest love songs ever. And I know this is a tangent, you don't have to tell me. And I got 2 tangents and 1 square inch? Jeez. How'd I manage that? Shh, don't tell anybody. Is this yeah, that's supposed to be this bush. Work smarter, not harder, guys. Alright, we're gonna unclip this for a second and then clip down so I can just render these bushes real fast without having to worry about staying in the lines. You know, it's funny. I made a whole tutorial. There's a tutorial video. I can speak on how I color comic pages, and it is an older video, and it is a bit of a stream edit. However, all the advice in there is mostly still what I use. So if you feel like checking that out or just figuring out what the hell I'm doing, I explain it in that video. And oh my, the soup's delicious, isn't it? Actually, that goes on top. Also, lasso tool, your friend. Your best friend. Where is it? Here it is. Or something. There we go. In the day, jury call, I'm just glad I'm not alone. Oh, but in the eyes of God, we said our vows before the pews. Not until death may we part. Not sad, I said I I'm just glad I was stuck with you. I'm gonna break the semi-comfortable silence with some advice on backgrounds, since it seems to be a recurring theme. Every time I hear people talk about comic advice, the biggest advice they give is start doing backgrounds. And it's like, I know, everyone hates doing backgrounds, and I'm sitting there like, bitch, who? Who here hates doing backgrounds? Honestly, if you want to know how to do backgrounds, just... Then again, my backgrounds ain't exactly, Da Vinci. Ain't exactly Da Vinci, but the best way to do backgrounds is to just not think about it. I know, wild concept. But just remember the rules of nature. There are no straight lines except with, like, bismuth and whatnot. Bushes and trees grow... trees grow up or sideways. Bushes come in any shape they want. And just learn how to deal with shades of green and brown. Now, if you notice with my backgrounds, I have mostly avoided adding any sort of flower or whatnot. But the thing is with nature and backgrounds, as long as you bring in a vague shape or semblance of what the thing is, the human brain will fill in the gaps. You see, with these, air quote, trees, I'm literally just doing a swipe to get the base, and then just going up and down, but not solidly up and down, with my airbrush tool to create texture. And voila, looks like tree bark. Even though it is not, it is literally, if you zoom in, it's just smudges. You can fake detail by not giving a shit. light yellow. Around there. And then it'll make sense in a second. Now, I know I promised that I wouldn't get too crazy with the sunbeams like I used to, but sometimes you just gotta play with leading lines a bit, and I can always turn down the opacity on this one. There. Okay. One more. Okay, merge down. Okay, yeah, that's all done. Now we merge these layers down because we are currently in the 9th ring of layer hell. And then one more background. One more, and then we're done with this page. Then, of course, we'll have shading and lighting and whatnot, but with the way I color backgrounds, I don't have to worry about shading and lighting all that much. It's daytime. My curse, I said I do. Better or worse, I'm stuck with you. Oh, actually, hold on. There we go. Ba-doop-ba-doo. Ba-doop-ba-doo. Also, people may knock it, but making the noises, the sound effects while drawing works. Bob Ross himself did the noises. When he said, anytime you need to do the big strokes, just whoosh, whoosh. The noises help. They help. I don't know what it must be a psychology thing. It's gotta be. Just some tip in our brain really responds to sound. Mine sure does. So if you're having troubles with the art, just make the noises with your mouth. Sometimes it just helps. Especially if you get cartoonish with your sound effects, then it's just fun. Isn't it like... You know, I grew up with the Crayola coloring games. The, you know, coloring CD-ROMs where every click you made, like, if you would click on the color, they would... if you clicked on the thing, it would say the name of the color. And for some reason that helped me pick better colors, hearing them say the name of the color. Because instead of like picking the wheel and then and like just clicking on the crayon I wanted to use, it helped. And then every click, and like if you were coloring like a dinosaur, when you clicked on a certain dinosaur, it would either growl or make a sound, and then like trees would be random like wah sound effects. It was so fun. And then when you like wanted to erase, it would make a sound effect, and it was so funny. Sometimes I would click on certain thing. I would like click, 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 click on the same thing, coloring it in, just because I wanted a certain sound effect that made me laugh. And it's just, that's just all to say, sound effects help. It may be childish, but there's something childish about coloring. So if you're afraid of seeming childish while coloring and drawing a comic, you're in the wrong frame of business, man, because there is nothing more childish than being creative. And, you know, that's just the fact of life. The most creative people never let their inner child grow up. You can quote me on that. Was that not the most profound thing I've said all day? You can actually highlight it with a more yellowy hue, just so I don't have to go back and do it again. Because that's a fun thing when it comes to art, understanding how lighting, shading, and color theory works. Because then instead of like adding the colors and then coming back and rendering on top of it, adding the shading and lighting and whatnot, just color it the thing. So then when it does come to like shading and lighting and whatnot, you're not spending all day doing it, because you already did it with color and an airbrush tool. Have to get too, nothing too fancy. There we go. But, you know, leading lines and whatnot, she is the focus character, so we put the most highlight behind her, and this is also where the sun's coming from. And then we just soften up these edges. I'm just gonna add more bushes. And don't forget to flip your canvas, not just for line art, but also for coloring. Because sometimes we forget that we can move our wrists when we color. Oh, excuse me. So then if you just tilt the canvas, because, you know, when you're drawing on, like, traditionally, with, like, pen and paper, you tilt your drawing. But when it comes to, my digital, just tilt your canvas. Like that. And it just makes a whole world of difference. It's easier on your wrist. And it doesn't hurt in the long run. That's the one thing people forget about art. You don't have to suffer for it. You really don't. If you are suffering for your art, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of sacrifice here and there, but if you are legitimately hurting yourself, long term, just because, oh, it's art, so I must suffer for it. It's like, bro, chill out. Literally no one is impressed by your self-inflicted suffering. No one is impressed by it. So you can chill out. Alright, there's something wrong with the background, and the fact that I don't think it's dark enough. I guess what they mean by suffer for your art, it does mean, you know, staying up late, long hours of the night. You know? And, you know, I've hurt my arm on more than one occasion drawing pieces. What I can do going to slightly outline the border just so it sticks out a bit more against the background. I mean, sure, we'd have these thick-ass black lines, but we do want them to stand out more than just relying on the blackness of the border. You can't just rely on black to stand out. Oh, fuck's sake, don't take that out of context, please. Oops. Stand out above the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud. Tonight is the only face you'll see. Gonna stand out, do you notice me? Such a good song. It's a good movie too. The Goofy movie is a good movie. Alright. You know what? The thing that's making this scene look weird is that no one is shaded yet. So if we just add a bit of shading, everything's gonna be a-okay. One life hack that is actually not really a life hack, one art hack that has made my artistic endeavors so much easier. Hello, dog. Is if you don't want to draw on the wrong layer, just turn off some of the other layers. Hang on. Gotta let the dog out. Oh, puppy. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I should keep that semi-open. I'm back. So anyway, as I was saying, it makes it so much easier if you've got like a bunch of characters that are next to each other. Putting them on separate layers does help in the long run. Because then you can like render their lighting separately, their colors don't bleed into each other, and it's just so much easier to deal with. Also, when you do put them on separate layers, you can just turn off certain certain character layers, so that you don't end up you don't end up drawing or coloring on the wrong layers, like I've done so many times. So mine is the only face you'll see. Gonna stand out till you notice me. dramatic lighting. Except not really, because it's just soft shading. What? Oh. Oh, your blankies. There you go. Now shut up. He's very particular about the certain arrangements of his covers. See? And now they... Oops. Almost... I've almost forgotten. I'll make my declarative statement in a second. I just need to fix this. There. Okay. And then up. Oh, no, I need that. Clipped. And so you see, at first it looked like they were just floating on top like stickers and didn't match the background at all. But with 2 swipes of an airbrush and some the blending option, please don't freeze on me. Now they look like they belong there, as if they are part of that universe. And I could have sworn I forgore. Another fun bit with backgrounds is you don't actually have to draw anything. Like I said earlier, just the implication of detail. So I just drew a blob on the ground, but added the colors in very specific areas. So now it looks like she put down her bird. Turns out she didn't. I mean, yeah. She just plopped There, people read it and are like, oh yes, she has a bird and then she put it on the ground. But if you zoom in and go, literally, I mean, you watched me do it. Threw on a blob, 3 swipes of an airbrush, and there you go. Bird. I didn't have to draw anything. And hello, Dancing Diva. You've tuned in just at the wrong time because we are about finished. Yeah, I haven't seen you in 2 to 3 weeks, lol. Yeah. Hey, it's alright. Life happens. Silly things get in the way. Serious things get in the way. Yeah, I'm just about done here. If I was like a professional Twitch streamer, you know, those crazy people that stream for like 8 hours straight every day of the week, or like every other day of the week, is how? My voice is getting sore just thinking about that. And like, do those people not eat? Ugh, I know, excuse me. Like, bathroom breaks, that's obvious. You just say, alright, BRB, and put up a BRB screen. She's drinking her healing pot. Yep. Today it's Monster. I mean, I had coffee earlier, but, liquid mana. It's a 3-hour stream so far. You know what? We can roll with it. We can roll with it. My hand is starting to hurt a little bit from holding the pen so long. I did earlier today. The reason why the stream is so late is because I had to help a friend move a bunch of boxes, and that really roughed up my hands. Ah, spoilers. Poor Brindlefer. I mean, look, oh my, I could fix it with the line art. I could just fix the line art and not be bad at my job. But, oh my god, I've drawn her 4 times in this page, and she looks different every single time. It's not funny. It is funny. I love Brindlefer. I mean, in the comics, she hasn't really gotten a chance to fully shine yet, but like in my head and for what I have planned for her, she is baby. She is my baby. More so than Snowblazes. A lot of people, you know, have been sleeping on Brindlefer. Yeah, relatable artist memes be like. It's so weird. Hawkfang doesn't have that issue. She looks pretty, I mean, she's not 100%, but at least she looks mostly consistent. With Brindlefer, she just, I mean, I think, is it her eyes? It's really her nose. Her nose and face shape really, I mean, it's all over the place for her. And I think it's because in her reference down here, she does have a more sloped head. I mean, a sloped snoot. Not like the rest of them that have, like, defined muzzles. For her, it kind of slopes in from her forehead because she's an Oriental. And for her nose is upturned like a... what's her name? That kangaroo from Horton Hears a Who. What was her name? Anyway, it's like her here. God above, what happened here? I think her snoot's too small. I mean, I can fix it, like, right now. Instead of just bitching about it. Okay, that's a little better. That is one reason, I don't like doing line art on stream because it's very tedious, and sometimes I just like to turn off my brain when I do line art because it is just lines, lines, lines. Because, well, not turn my brain off, but I don't like to dedicate, I need to dedicate more brain power to the line art than I do with the coloring. Because coloring's easy in comparison to line art. It doesn't take me as long as the coloring phase does, but at the same time it also does. Because I need to focus more. Ah. Well, this is gonna take some finagling.
Hello there.
Okay, that works. Actually, yeah, that works a lot better. Hers did seem to be a little smaller. There. Okay, they can be pointy here because she's upset. I'm so proud of Hot Star's face in this one. Like, because not only is her head tilted, which is really hard for me to draw, but it's like the expression is good, her eyebrows, the line art looks good, the eyes, mwah. Don't mean to sound arrogant, but I'm actually quite proud of how that turned out. What? What? Why are you whining? What? What is it, dog? Is that it? Was that it? Goodness. It's of the utmost importance. Now, a little behind the scenes, this whole bottom took me so long to format because, like, her dialogue is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, not even 4 lines. And it just. Ugh. I didn't know. Just like, at first I had her centered with, like, her tail wrapping around the dialogue, but then it didn't, like, fit well, so But I really liked this pose because it's dramatic, and I thought having a close shot again wouldn't look so good because we have like these two transition shots, two close-ups, and then another big close-up. Nah, I just didn't want to do it. And since what I have been doing is having the different panels separated from the border, this, like, if we got rid of the panels, then this main dramatic shot would be like a full illustration without the 4 panels on top, which is what I've been doing recently for the comic, and I like it more. I've gotten so much more creative with formatting, and it's just more fun that way for me. And I think I'm gonna call it here. I've been streaming for a good 3 hours. That should make up for my my sin of having to postpone the stream. But, you know, shit happens. One last toast we raise to you, dear friends. That was not as awesome as I wanted it to be. Like, it felt a lot bigger in my chest before it came out. My hand is actually starting to hurt, so I am going to force myself to stop drawing. So, that's gonna be it for now, guys. We had quite a bit of roller coaster of conversation during this stream. It's so funny when Edo left the chat. It was I just went on a tirade about Godzilla movies and how some of them are good, how I hated Kong versus Godzilla, and how Ghidorah was kind of misrepresented. Same with the Sarazawas. This stream will be up later. So if you've missed anything and you want to look back on it, it's all up here, posted as I guess a VOD. Yeah, I couldn't have any witnesses. Yeah, if you want to listen to my rant about Godzilla movies, you're just gonna have to find it. It was around the when was this? It's around the hour and a half mark, I know it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, whether you watch live or after the fact. Either way, I love you. Oh, my nose. I don't know if I'm going to continue this delayed, stream schedule. Like, starting at 3 o'clock instead of 11:30. But, we'll see. And, also, I may or may not be starting to do more streams on this channel. Nothing is set in stone as of yet. Because, you know, I hate to make promises that I can't keep. So, with, streamings might start up again Tuesdays and Thursdays, while on DeviantArt, the comic pages will be posted Mondays and Wednesdays, with Friday being my day off. Friday, Saturday, Sundays being my days off. But, in doing that, that would mean sacrificing more consistent videos, and I know a lot of people have been liking my videos recently, which heart hands for that. I love you guys. I will probably just post a poll on my community tab asking what people want. Do they want more streams or more videos? Because I'm here to entertain. Either way, it's peanuts to me. It's not the right phrase, but it makes no difference to me. The biggest difference is I prefer doing streams more. And I don't know, I hate editing videos, but videos do get more views, more watch hours, more likes, more comments, more all of that. And streaming just takes a different kind of energy out of me. But, you know, as soon as the stream ends, look for the poll. I'm gonna be posting it on my community tab. So, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all definitely next Tuesday. And yeah, that will be all. Bye-bye.